Hello， 大家好，我是 Serena。今天我们打算用自己摘的樱桃做一个樱桃派。去 Brentwood 摘樱桃的过程也顺便拍成了一期 vlog， 有兴趣的同学也可以去看我们的第11期 vlog。
First, we need to make the dough. Get a large bowl for mixing. Add 2.5 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of salt, 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Here I used salted butter because I don't have unsalted, but it still turned out okay. 3/4 of a cup of vegetable shortening. Mix until all the chunks are pea-sized. The pastry cutter does this job easily, but I don't have one, so I just use 2 forks. Next, get 1/2 cup of ice-cold water. The water needs to be drizzled into the mix 1 tablespoon at a time. Stop adding water when the dough starts to form large clumps. You should use a wooden spoon to mix here. Next, I rolled out the dough, but you don't actually need to do this yet. Form the dough into 2 1-inch thick discs. Wrap it tightly in plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for at least 2 hours. This dough will keep for up to 5 days. For the filling, you'll need to pit 4.5 cups of cherries. If you're pitting this by hand, it can take a while. Once you've pitted the cherries, add 2/3 of a cup of sugar, a 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch, one tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract. You don't need to add all of the tablespoons and teaspoons, but they do add to the flavor. Stir until the ingredients are thoroughly combined. Make sure to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Now you'll need to roll your dough. You don't need to mix away the chunks. There should still be visible clusters of butter. Once the dough is large enough to fit into your pie dish, you can move it in. Add the cherry filling to the pie dish. Now you'll need to roll out the top dough. You can cut your top dough to make a pattern if you'd like, but I just made a simple cover. If you make a cover, be sure to cut holes in it, otherwise it will bubble up. Next, whisk an egg and use a brush to apply it to the top dough. We don't have a brush, so we used the plastic wrap from before, which worked surprisingly well. Put the pie in the oven for 20 minutes. And then lower the temperature to 375 degrees Fahrenheit for an additional 35 minutes, or until the crust turns golden brown. Once you remove the pie, you'll need to let it cool for 3 hours before eating.
这道美味的樱桃派就做好了。虽然这是我们第一次做烘焙，但是非常成功。